Yo, so guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to Jimmy Harala, When You Trash Talk LeBron and He Shows Up to Your Game. That title sounds wild, but if there's someone who's going to react to it, it is LeBron. I don't know what to expect though. I mean, does he go 1v1? I don't know how he's... Well, he's actually seems like he's playing here. Is there not like contract, like thingies in their contract that stops them from being able to do, like play basketball when it's not involving training with their team or playing for their team? I would have assumed they're not allowed to do certain physical activities to prevent them from getting injured, but I mean, we're seeing this here. I don't know what to expect other than him absolutely bodying them. But yeah, we're going to check this out. Hopefully you're going to enjoy. If you want more basketball reactions, let me know what reactions you want me to do. Obviously, I'm doing the Jimmy Harala ones right now because I'm still getting back into the basketball videos. But if you want other content creators, maybe there's been new like content creators that have popped up since I stopped doing reactions to basketball, let me know in the comments if you want me to check out their videos. But let's jump into this and see what LeBron gets up to in this one. Bro, he would have had way too much fun. Also, being in the crowd must have been one of the craziest experiences. You just got LeBron turning up to this random ass game.
This is Dion Wright. Dion is a really good basketball player. This...
Alright, I need to turn that volume up, jeez.
...is, well, of course, LeBron James. He's a much better basketball player. Never in his wildest dreams did Dion think he would be guarding LeBron James in a high school gym in front of 2,000 people. But here we are. But to find out how we got here, we have to go back over a decade ago, when Dion was in high school and he shot off a few tweets that would come back to haunt him years later.
So it was years ago. Okay.
This video is brought to you by Squarespace.
Come on.
Squarespace is an...
Getting his cash money from Squarespace. You love to see it, bro. Squarespace wants for everyone, man. I need a sponsor. I mean, I don't do the content, so I can't expect it, but come on. Give us a little sponsor, Squarespace. I'd love to see it.
Turn any idea into a reality today with Squarespace. As sports fans, we can be irrational, emotional, and absolutely unhinged at times. Our expectations often unrealistic. Sports opinions that'll seriously have you questioning another man's mental state. It can get ugly, and it often does. The worst of it all being the harsh criticisms of sports fans voiced on social media platforms. Maybe a comment, a tweet, picking apart a player's game, or possibly a decision they made that didn't sit well with you. Practically every single one of us can do this with absolutely no consequence. We're just fans, staring at a screen. Our points of criticism so irrelevant and unheard that you'd be better off sharing your NBA opinions with a brick wall. I mean, at least the brick wall won't call you an idiot for saying if the Kings drafted Luka Doncic instead of Marvin Bagley, they'd be championship contenders by now. Or maybe it would. It's all pretty ridiculous, I know, but we're sports fans. Set the bar as low as you want. We will find a way under it. Fortunately, 99.9% of the time...
Bro, Westbrook has a lot of situations where he gets pissed at the crowd when he's walking off. He had that moment when the popcorn was thrown all over him. He just seems to get in heated moments. I guess, I mean, basketball it's an enclosed arena, so I guess you can hear more of what people say, and it's just a lot louder. So if people have been playing bad or they're getting criticised, you can probably hear it a lot more in the crowd than, say, football. So I guess that's one of those situations. Also with Twitter, I guess NBA Twitter is the same as football Twitter, man. Like, it's just toxic. Any little mistake, you're getting absolutely destroyed on Twitter or whatever it is, man.
These criticisms go unheard. Talk smack to a giant...
Wait, what did he say? Only one thing I'm guarding. Wait, where was it?
Online and go to sleep with the peace of mind knowing you'll never have to actually back it up. But what if you did? Imagine publicly criticizing one of your favorite players, an NBA superstar, and then actually having to go toe-to-toe with them on the court. Because that's exactly what happened to Dion Wright, the only man to ever call out an NBA player online and have to answer to that player.
Wow.
But how in the world did Dion end up in a high school gym in the middle of the summer guarding LeBron James? Well, to find the genesis of this saga, we have to go way back.
(2011)
June 12, 2011 was a fairly normal summer day. The Yankees beat the Indians, this guy was named the shortest man in the world, and the Miami Heat faced off against the Dallas Mavericks in Game 6 of the NBA Finals. The Mavericks were up 3-2 in the series, and LeBron was fresh into his villain stage. So pretty much everyone in the world, aside from me and about 7 other people, wanted LeBron and the Heat to get crushed in this game. One of many fans rooting for the Heat to lose was a 19-year-old Dion Wright, who had this to say. Now, besides the fact that Dion was right on both accounts, the Heat did go on to lose that Game 6 in the finals and the series, and LeBron did eventually go back to Cleveland. It was clear early on that Dion was not boarding the LeBron hype train. He read LeBron like a book, saw past his charades and antics, and called it like it was. And 2 years later, Dion would head back to Twitter to lay the smackdown on LeBron once again. On June 18, 2013, the Miami Heat faced off against the San Antonio Spurs in Game 6 of the 2013 NBA Finals. The Spurs were playing lights out in the first half, and Tim Duncan was playing like an absolute madman with 25 points and 8 rebounds in the first half alone. Meanwhile, the Heat were struggling, and LeBron was in the midst of another monumental meltdown. 9 points on 33% shooting with the lowest plus-minus among all players in the half.
And you know who pointed that out on Twitter, man. That same guy. I wonder what he said this time, though, because he's obviously failing a lot more in this series than the last one.
The man himself, Dion Wright, took to Twitter to lay down a 5-word diss that would eventually come back around to bite him nearly a decade later.
Oh, shit. Not clutch at all.
LeBron not clutch at all. Now, at the time, this proclamation was widely agreed upon. Up to that point in LeBron's career, he just wasn't clutch. This tweet was almost less of a criticism and more of just an observation. A seemingly harmless, but inevitably fateful tweet. Now, unlike the average trash talker on social media, Dion actually had some merit to give a take like this. In high school, Dion was California's Prep Player of the Year in 2012. And by the summer of 2013, Dion was playing basketball for St. Bonaventure University in New York, a Division I program in the same conference as Dayton, UMass, and Davidson, where Stephen Curry played college ball. By his senior season at St. Bonaventure, the 6'7" forward was averaging a near double-double with 17 points and 9 rebounds a game, and led the program to one of their biggest wins in school history over 15th ranked Dayton in 2016. After college, Dion played multiple seasons as a pro internationally and has averaged 16, 6, and 3 a game in his last 2 seasons of pro ball overseas.
So to be fair, you consider what he said, and like Jimmy just said, pretty much at this point in time, he wasn't clutch. He didn't have all these accolades and all this stuff to sort of back up. Now, look, with hindsight, you can see what he's done now and think what he said was crazy. But again, when he said it at the time, it was widely agreed on. And he also was a baller. So he's not just one of these random kids being toxic as hell, saying all this stuff when you've probably not gone out your parents' basement, you know? So obviously, he had a bit more grounds to say what he said, but it's still going to be interesting how he dealt with it, and also how LeBron even found it. Maybe LeBron didn't find it. Maybe it was found after they played. I wonder about that, because they don't have any likes in them. I don't know what to expect, how they were sort of found from years ago as well. I don't know how that's going to happen, but we're going to check it, I guess. I hope he shows how. I assume LeBron found it, but maybe it wasn't even that.
Dion is far from the average trash talker on Twitter. The man's got NBA size and can hoop something serious. And he's constantly showcasing these skills in Pro-Am leagues like the TBT, a basketball tournament reserved for some of the most elite hoopers in the country, and the Drew League, one of the most prestigious Pro-Am summer leagues in the country. See, whenever people see these guys they've never heard of in Pro-Am leagues like the Drew League, they're quick to say these players must be some scrubs off the street. But as easy as it is to sit back and think that we could all go out there and give a decent effort, we couldn't. At least the majority of us can't. Even these Pro-Am guys that you've never heard of, these so-called janitors and mailmen, are all certified hoopers. In fact, you would have a tough time finding a guy who wasn't a contributing player at the D1 or even professional level throughout some of these Pro-Am leagues. Last week, Dion was set up to play in a Drew League game no different than any other. Just another ordinary Pro-Am game on the schedule. That is, until DeMar DeRozan tweeted this: "The King and Debo, Drew League tomorrow." The Reaper of NBA Twitter had arrived, and it was knocking on Dion's door. 11 years after his original tweet about LeBron, and Dion would have to do what no sports fan had ever done before.
So it wasn't even
actually go out there and face the guy.
Oh like, shit! Yo, bro, you won't believe this. I was like, what? He was like, LeBron is coming tomorrow to the Drew League.
Did you know that you were going to be the guy that was going to be tasked with guarding Braun as soon as it happened?
I told him, I'm guarding Braun, and whatever happens after that, it happens after that. Like I told him straight up, like I'm guarding Braun.
Bro, why has he got so much hatred towards LeBron, man? What the fuck? He's like so angry. It's like he's angry that he was successful and this guy wasn't. Like, what's going on, bro? And then he got smoked as well. I wonder if LeBron knew about the tweets, though, or if he found out after, or what. Maybe he doesn't even know. I mean, maybe it's just Jimmy Harley just managed to find it. I don't really know.
Everybody get hype for somebody else. Hey, I woke up with anger in my life today. I woke up to DMX on my playlist today.
Oh my god. He's not got a chance. Oh my days. Yeah. You don't stand a chance, mate. Hopefully this put this guy's ego down a peg or two though, because he obviously thought he stood a chance. He's getting absolutely dicked down, man. He might as well just spread his legs because he is getting
16 and 4.
Smoked.
LeBron stats at the end of the game after going half speed and trying out some new combos in his bag. It was an absolute masterclass. And for one day, the Drew League became the LeBron show. And in absolutely no time at all, Dion Wright became the poster child for biting off more than you can chew. The impossibly rare case of an NBA fan talking trash and being forced to back it up. But even more impossible is the fact that Dion did back up all the trash talk. Because Dion finished this game with a team-high 20 points and led his team back to just a 2-point deficit. Dion and his squad were just one bucket away from beating a Pro-Am team that featured LeBron James and DeMar DeRozan. The man had a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to show out against one of the greatest players of all time. And despite all the memes and the jokes, he actually pulled it off. I guarantee, I promise that if any of us had to go out and guard LeBron James on a random Saturday afternoon, we wouldn't hold him to 40 points. And we damn well would not drop 20. In fact, NBA fans were asked this exact question: how would you fare going toe-to-toe against LeBron? And the answers, well, they speak for themselves. And possibly the craziest part about this entire story is that Dion wasn't even supposed to play in this game. The day before the game, Dion was in Buffalo and got a call from a friend who was playing in the Drew League. His friend let him know that LeBron was going to be there, and Dion made a game-time decision to fly across the country, lace up against LeBron James, and went out there and dropped 20 and 6. Fast forward 10 days, and Dion has now teamed up with Trae Young, earned LeBron's respect, and now has a story so crazy even he can't believe it happened.
Bro, he's the real winner here then. I mean, I was seeing all this stuff and I was thinking he got destroyed, but bro, he won. He's the real winner.
Dion Wright, the first man to ever trash talk an NBA player on Twitter and actually back it up. Hope you all enjoyed.
God damn, I miss these kind of stories, man. You only get this in basketball. You don't get this sort of stuff in football or whatever. Like, you get these, you don't get Ronaldo turning up to flipping a five-a-side pitch playing up against someone else. Like, just this sort of stuff doesn't happen in those sports. So basketball's different with that, man, and it's just cool to hear these sorts of stories. And I mean, yeah, I enjoy this, and it's definitely making me want to do more of these reactions. But let me know what other videos of his or other basketball videos in general you want me to do. But when he said he held LeBron to 40, I just shook my head. We take King James for granted. It's insane how LeBron's held to absurd standards by the public. Yeah, he's 37. He's getting on. He's still an absolute baller, man. How old do you reckon he'll play until? He's got a good few years. He's still got a good few years in him, man. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. And yeah, until next time, like, subscribe. Peace.